Okay, good evening, everyone. Thank you for coming. Pursuant to the New Jersey Open Public Meetings Act, NJSA 10-4-10, adequate notice of this meeting has been provided by advertising such notice in the Home News Tribune, the Asbury Park Press, the Board Office, the schools, and on Cablevision Channel 118 and Verizon Files Channel 24, and by filing such notice with the Township Clerk. This meeting was scheduled for Tuesday, August the 18th, 2015. The Board will take formal action on payment of bills and other agenda items. Thank you. Mr. Mayor?
The Old Bridge Township Board of Education acknowledges that the law of this state establishes that members of the public, including members of the board, have the right to record public board meetings using audio or video recording devices, provided that the act of recording does not interfere with the business of this public board meeting. Therefore, the board makes it known that any such recording is to be considered the private recording of the individual and in no manner represents the official record of this board. The board therefore takes no responsibility for such private recording and completely disavows any future use.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Roll call, Mr. Mayor.
Andriani. Borsili.
Here.
DePrima.
Here.
Ellis Foster.
Here.
Hopman. Mungan.
Here.
Singh. Weber. Silikowski.
Here. Would everybody please stand for the pledge? I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic which stands,
one
one
nation,
nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Would everybody please remain standing? Okay, I believe Ms. Adriani volunteered to read the Code of Ethics.
Thank you, Mr. Silikowski. Board of Education members hold confidential all matters pertaining to the schools which, if disclosed, would needlessly injure individuals or the schools. In all matters, he or she will provide accurate information and in concert with fellow board members interpret to the staff the aspirations of the community for its school. This is in accordance with NJSA 18A, bunch of numbers.
Thank you, Ms. Adriani. Okay, I would like to read something. Walk Now for Autism speaks. Come join us, the Old Bridge team, as we participate in Autism Speak Walk. Date, Saturday, September 26, 2015. Place, Long Branch, New Jersey. Check-in time is 10 o'clock. And we have these flyers on the back table over there. Thank you. Also, one thing that was brought up to me is September the 15th, we have a Board of Education meeting. There is no school scheduled for the day because it is a holiday. And I would like to open up this for discussion with the board to see what we want to do, whether we have the meeting that day or whether we postpone it and have it the following week. Open for comments, discussion.
Could we have it the next
Well,
day instead of waiting a whole week? Wednesday?
Schools are closed. It's I believe, what holiday is it?
Monday,
Rosh Hashanah.
right? Is it closed just Tuesday? Isn't it just closed, is it closed Wednesday?
Monday and Tuesday.
Monday, Tuesday. So why don't we just have, could we just have it on Wednesday instead of waiting a whole week?
Well, we don't want to have the meeting on a Wednesday, but I think if we're going to, cancel the meeting, then we should have it the following Tuesday. But that's up to the board. It's not up to me. I'm only.
When is Yom Kippur? When is school closed for Yom Kippur?
It's the second religious holiday.
I guess it's wiring.
I hate to push it out a week. So do we say the 22nd is also a holiday? Is that what you said? It's the beginning of the holiday. So,
Okay, we checked with Mr. Jadowski, and he said that it's okay. The kids are volunteering to come in on that evening, even though there's no school. I'm willing to have the meeting.
Mr. Silikowski, with all due respect, I'll go with whatever the administration wants. They're the ones that have to run the school. So we're pulling in janitors, maintenance, whatever it is, lights, camera, action. So whichever is the most economically and efficient manner for us to run this.
Mr. Cittadino, would you like to answer that one?
If it's the board's position to maintain it that day, I would suggest we wait till sunset. I believe the holiday ends at sunset on the evening. Sunset, from my recollection of that day, is approximately 7:50.
Yeah, in respect to the holiday and all of those who celebrate it, I don't know that it's the best idea to hold a meeting on a holiday. So I suggest maybe the following day. What was the issue with the following Wednesday?
Okay, so
No, the next day,
the next day,
the very next day.
okay. Wednesday looks okay? Well, it's okay with me if we want to hold it on a Wednesday.
I mean, again, out of respect for the holiday, I would just do it on the 16th. I don't think we have to always have it on a Tuesday.
Yes.
But I would want to have it early in the week. I wouldn't want to push it out a whole week. I would go with doing it on Wednesday.
So let's take a vote and see if we want it on that Wednesday, okay? Mara?
Yes will be to have it on Wednesday, no will be to have it on Tuesday. So Andriani? Yes is to have it on Wednesday? What day is that? 16th. 16th? Yes. Or? And if it's no, it'll stay on Tuesday, the 15th.
I prefer Wednesday.
Mr. Basili? Yes. Mr. DePrima?
Yes for Wednesday.
Ms. Ellis Foster?
Yes.
Ms. Mongan?
Yes.
Mr. Weber? Yes. Mr. Silikowski?
Yes, Wednesday it is.
Yes, okay.
Okay, approval of minutes. Okay, I need a motion to approve the addendum.
Mongan will move.
Andriani will second.
Thank you, Ms. Mongan. Thank you, Ms. Adriani. We don't have it. Okay, I need a roll call to approve the addendum.
Borsili?
Yes.
DePrima?
Yes.
Hopman? I'm sorry, Mongan?
Yes.
Silikowski?
Yes.
Weber?
Yes.
Andriani?
Yes.
Ellis Foster?
Yes.
Motion to accept the addendum passes.
Thank you, Mr. Approval of the minutes. I need a motion to move the minutes. Number one. Any discussion? No, thank you. Okay, report of student representative.
Need a motion?
I need a motion to move the minutes.
Mongan will move.
Thank you.
Andriani will second.
Thank you. Any discussion? Okay, recognition. Do we have any a roll call, Mr. Mara?
Borsili?
Yes.
DePrima?
Yes.
Mongan?
Yes.
Silikowski?
Yes.
Weber?
Yes.
Andriani? Ellis Foster?
Yes.
Mr.
Approval of
Mara,
minutes.
just one thing on the little box that says approval of minutes here. There's a name that it's not correct.
I see that. It may be everywhere.
It wasn't on the first one.
Excuse me, Mr. Silikowski?
Yes.
There are some administrative changes that I'd just like to point out to
Yes,
the
go
board
ahead.
members. Board members, anything in yellow on your agenda was not on the agenda from the agenda review meeting, and therefore is new. Anything that is in blue is an administrative correction. And to members of the public, a schedule of all the administrative corrections and the addendum to tonight's agenda are together with the agenda materials in the back of the studio. Thank you very much.
Mr. Mara, can I just point out, item blue on page 20, letter R. I don't think it's $52.30 if I'm reading it right, but. Oh, okay. 52,30. Need new glasses. Yeah. You just got the zero.
Any other discussion?
I do just want to let you know that Sauk Middle School open house is on the 16th.
In all fairness to Sauk parents, then, I think the 16th would work, because if they want to be here, then that's...
Actually, it's, I'm sorry, I can't read it. It looks like open house, grade 6, 6:30 to 8:30, is on the 16th. If you go to the 17th, it's grade 7 and 8. So you pretty much have something 21st, 22nd, 23rd, school is closed.
You've already voted.
School is closed on Wednesday, the 23rd? Is that what you said? School is closed on Wednesday, the 23rd? So then Yom Kippur is Tuesday. So if we have the meeting on Tuesday, isn't that in conflict with, that's the highest holy day? Like, starts at sundown? Sundown.
A suggestion, if you're worried about the conflict for Sauk, why not start the regular meeting at 8 o'clock? The other event starts at 6:30. Should be sufficient time for people who care to attend both.
That works with me. Okay, thank you. I think we have it resolved. Sure.
Could I have a clarification on that at this end? Because I didn't hear everything, so.
Okay,
Oh,
September
we're going to
16th
remove the
at 8 o'clock.
pontification half hour and start at 8 and finish at the same time.
Okay, I believe we're going to move into recognition now. Mr. Cittadino?
Yes, at this time, I invite Ms. Anahita Keeler to the dais as we are recognizing the board for All-American Ford for their donation of $2,320 for the Old Bridge High School Music Department by holding the Drive for One for your school event at Lombardi Field. Their donation will help the music program greatly.
Thank you, Mr. Cittadino. Good evening. I'm actually going to pass the microphone over to Ms. Melissa Thatcher, our Director of Old Bridge High School Bands. As you all know, it takes a village to help out a marching band, and the marching band travels throughout the season. The indoor percussion travels for the rest of the season, and in fact, as we speak, the students are currently practicing over at Sandberg. They've been practicing from 1 p.m. to 9 p.m. pretty much every single day. And to that end, I'm going to pass the microphone over to Melissa, who would like to thank one of our community members here for their support.
Hello. I am really appreciative to All American Ford. They have gone out of their way continuously. This is, I believe, the third time that we've held this event. Joe Petty has reached out to me all 3 times, and he has said that there is this Drive One for Your School event, which basically means that Ford comes in, they bring brand new Ford vehicles, and each test driver, 1 per household, that test drives a Ford, we receive $20 per test driver, up to $6,000, which is a really great opportunity for us. So we had about a little over 100 drivers that day, and All American has now donated $2,120, and then they also donated money towards the people that came in for the oil change that day, and that was an additional $200. So we're like extremely thankful to Joe Petty and All American Ford for going out of their way to support the marching bands. It's in general the music program. They've helped us, with the Normandy trip, as well as equipment and anything the band needs. We always are, looking to upgrade our, competition season, our equipment. So I want to call him up and present him with a certificate.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Good night. Let's make it easy. Done.
Oh, okay.
Thank you very much. Okay, I believe Mr. Sedadino said he has a superintendent's report. Okay, I need to move recognition, number 1. Any discussion? I see no hands. Weber, a second?
Borsilli will second.
Thank you, Mr. Borselli. It's not on the sheet. Roll call. Mr. Mara.
Porcelli?
Yes.
DePrima?
Yes.
Ellis Foster?
Yes.
Mongan?
Yes.
Silikowski?
Yes.
Weber?
Yes.
Andriani? Yes. Motion passes.
Thank you. Mr. Sedadino?
Good evening, and welcome back to all of our families and community members. As you know, school will open up on September 3rd for our students, and we are planning a very safe and well-organized school opening. Just be cognizant as you're driving to work that day that children will be getting on the buses for the first time, unaware of their bus stops, so we just want to make sure that the community operates as safely as possible that day. Our staff will be welcomed back for their first in-service day on September 1st. We'll have 2 days of terrific organizational planning for them, September 1st and 2nd. And our administrators, supervisors, and management team will be meeting on August 24th to the 26th. Just a few items to point out on the agenda. The board will be approving the HIB school self-assessments. And what these self-assessments are the school safety teams coming together with the building principal, evaluating the practices that are in place in combating HIB, which is harassment, intimidation, bullying, and ensuring that an environment is safe in the schools for social and emotional learning. The schools then do a self-assessment based upon this input, and I'm happy to say that Old Bridge School District overall has increased its overall self-ranking this year over last year. The second item on there to be discussed is the CUSAC results. The CUSAC results is a 4-year process. Every 4 years, we have an assessment from the county and the state, and it assesses instructional programs, fiscal management, governance, operations, and personnel. In all of the matters that are assessed, Old Bridge had 100% compliance. And one area in which we fell short, and it was something we were aware of, was in the area of curriculum. The curriculum was set to be upgraded in 2009, and for various reasons, from 2009 to 2013, the curriculum writing fell behind. In 2013, we started steaming ahead with getting the curriculum up to date for the 2009 standards, and many people in many departments worked very hard. It was not always easy to find enough curriculum writers, but you'll even see on tonight's agenda, there's curriculum to be approved, and that's with our new Executive Director of Personnel, Curriculum and Academics getting on board, Dr. Scott Cascone, jumping right in there, that as school opens in September, we're the first time since 2009 we'll be in full compliance with curriculum writing for the Old Bridge School District. So I'm very proud that that has happened, and happens in such a short period of time since our takeover. So I want to thank the teams that have worked hard to get that done. That is the completion of my superintendent's report.
Thank you, Mr. Cittadino.
Thank you.
Okay, progress toward goals?
That was a little bit of both.
A little both? Oh, okay. Any correspondence? None.
Mr. Silikowski, can I interrupt 1 second? Mr. Cittadino, you mentioned Dr. Cascone, but has he been officially introduced to the public yet? I don't think so.
At an agenda meeting.
Were you? At the agenda meeting, yeah, but this is different.
Okay, we'll introduce him one more time. This is Dr. Scott Cascone, and he is our new Executive Director of Curriculum. Would you like to say a word or two? Put you on the spot.
Sure. First, I'd like to say that I was not aware that I was going to be on the dais tonight, so I apologize for my casual dress. I will be in shirt and tie henceforth. But no, I've been on the job since July 1, and it's been a great start. I've been very impressed since I came on board with just about everyone I've met. It's been very welcoming. We have a great foundation here. I'd like to echo what Mr. Cittadino said about the fantastic efforts on the part of the teachers in really doing a heck of a lot of curriculum writing. That was really some good quality work. And I'm looking forward to being part of the team, and consider it a privilege to be part of your community. So thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Silikowski, before we move on, since we're on progress towards goals, I just want to point out that underneath the board goals, we, as a board, were a little remiss and a little tardy in some of our own goals, and I just wanted to point that out. Thank you.
Thank you. Any special committee reports?
Yes, I have one. Strategic planning and long-range planning met last week. It was a very good meeting. We had our architect there, as well as a couple of individuals from Johnson Controls. One of the district goals is to undertake a thorough assessment of facilities over the next 2 years and develop a plan and timelines for upgrades and repairs, optimizing facilities utilization to enhance delivery of educational services. So we've been talking a lot about assessment of our facilities as of lately. And one thing that myself and my colleagues on the board have spoken about a number of times, and people from the public have come as well, is air conditioning in the buildings and the facilities themselves as they're just beginning to wear down. Administration came with a plan that I think is a terrific plan. It's an ESIP, E-S-I-P. It stands for Energy Savings Improvement Program. It's a program that is available to school districts. The state of New Jersey is using it for the state police department. I know the township of Old Bridge is using it as well. Essentially what happens is an energy company will come in, we'll have to go out to bid for one. They will come in and do a complete assessment of our facilities. They will then determine what upgrades can be taken to produce energy savings. They can give us a guarantee on that savings, and the savings that we make then gets utilized to pay for those upgrades. So essentially, we're upgrading our facilities at a budget-neutral cost. So we can upgrade our electrical, we can upgrade our lighting. This is something that we talked about, potentially bringing in air conditioning into the district. There's a lot of things that they would look at to help make our buildings more energy efficient. This would be for gas, electric, water, and so on. Are we? Oh, okay. I didn't know I was mayor. But anyway, so it's a terrific program. The board seems to be in complete agreement to move forward with this. Administration will be moving forward with it. When we do go out to bid, and we really are moving forward with it, we have also requested that they come in and provide a presentation to the public to give the public a little bit more detail about it as well.
Thank you, Mr. Borselli.
Can I ask one question, Mr. Basili, please? Kevin, I'm sorry, I was not able to attend the meeting.
Should we wait until TV comes back? Or we're
Okay,
back? Yeah,
we're back. I apologize, I wasn't able to attend the meeting, but I heard you talking about energy efficiency. Does that in any way conflict with our current energy efficiency coordinator?
No. Yeah.
Okay, facilities use, everything's on file in the business office if you would like to see anything. Hearing of residents on agenda items only. Mr. Dunn.
Good evening, Mr. President, board members, and the public. I just want to endorse 15, which is supplies, equipment, and services, item number 5. Board member Basili just briefly discussed the ESCO and ESIP program that's been discussed by the administration. I have to give a lot of credit to Joe Mara and the administration for thinking out of the box. As we know, our facilities here in Old Bridge are decaying, and we need to put into place a program which is going to substantially improve the facilities. By utilizing this vehicle of a ESCO, it will allow the district to make vast improvements to the facilities. At this point, this educational enrichment program that the Board of Education and the district has implemented over the last 4 years has made this a Class A district, and it's time that we decide to upgrade our facilities to Class A. Right now, many of our buildings are past their life expectancy, and the strategic planning and long-term planning committee has, hopefully, endorsed this program, and I'm asking the board to endorse it as well during the vote process, and this would be a very good process for the board and the district. I want to thank Joe Mara and the administration for putting a lot of homework and a lot of energy into this. It's the perfect vehicle and mechanism to help improve our facilities, because our children do deserve Class A facilities to improve their educational enrichment. With that said, I'm asking the board to vote yes on item 15, which is supplies, equipment, and services, point 5. And I think it will be a very good endeavor and task, even though it's going to cost some money. But like Board Member Basili said, it will be budget neutral over the years, because you get reimbursements and you'll get savings through new energy efficient machinery. So again, I ask the board to adopt and approve that resolution this evening, and I thank Joe Mara for all his hard work in getting that accomplished. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Dunn. Anyone else?
Hi, I'm Tim O'Neill from the Old Bridge Education Association. I'm addressing the recording bid from Source for Teachers on page 24, Article 25, number 1. Although I understand the bid is not being accepted, I have concerns that this may not put the issue to rest. I think it is important for the community to hear about this company and the possible ramifications of contracting an outside company to hire and assign substitutes for our schools. With a little research into Source for Teachers, I've discovered many issues and complaints which disturb me. The issue ranges from the company's substitutes not following lesson plans to the company placing inappropriate people in the schools. The complaints are plentiful and varied, and many of them can be easily found online. Some districts, such as Washington Township, have encountered such significant issues that they have ended their contract with the company. Other districts, such as Piscataway, have had to renegotiate their contracts during the school year because Source for Teachers was not prepared to handle the volume in their districts. The thought of our district finding itself in a similar situation concerns me. The company claims that it can provide substitute teachers more cheaply than the school district itself. This would be another short-sighted attempt to save money. The only way a private company can provide substitutes for less is to pay them less. Like our custodians who found themselves in the same situation, many of our substitutes would rather leave the district than work for less, and those who would stay would suffer financially. At Old Bridge's annual substitute orientation this summer, I asked the new and returning subs how many of them graduated from Old Bridge, how many live in town, and how many have children currently enrolled in the district. Almost everyone in the room raised his or her hand. Our substitutes are vested in the success of this school district. For many substitutes, this is the first step to full-time employment in our district. Old Bridge substitutes are part of our community, our neighbors, friends, and PTA members. They are the people we want bridging the gaps created by teachers' absences. They should not be replaced by outsiders working for some corporation. I understand that the bid is simply being recorded and not accepted. I hope that the rejection of the bid is a permanent end of the issue. However, the lack of transparency and discussion with the community when entertaining such a drastic move is a serious concern for the OBA and other stakeholders in the community. I urge the board not to pursue this idea any further. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else? Okay, I need a motion to move policy.
There's no action on policy, Mr.
Right.
Silikowski.
Discussion, no? No. Number 17, curriculum. I need a motion to move curriculum 1 through 6.
I'll move it.
Thank you, Ms. Foster. I need a second.
Porcelli will second.
Thank you, Mr. Borselli. Discussion. Mr. Mara?
DePrima,
Yes.
Ellis Foster,
Yes.
Mongan, Solikowski,
Yes.
Weber,
Yes.
Porcelli,
Yes.
and Andriani.
Yes.
Motions 1 through 6 pass.
Thank you. Okay, I need a motion to move athletics 1 and 2.
Mongan will move.
Thank you, Ms. Mongan. I need a second.
I'll second.
Thank you, Ms. Foster. Any discussion?
I have just a clarification.
Yes, Ms. Adriani.
You have the same, in number 1, we're hiring somebody, and number 2, we're replacing that same person?
Number 1 is a resignation.
Resignation. Okay. So we don't have anybody for the other ones then?
Correct.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Any other discussion? Okay. Roll call, Mr. Mayor.
Ellis Foster,
Yes.
Mongan,
Yes.
Andriani,
Yes.
Weber, Porcelli,
Yes.
DePrima,
Yes.
Solikowski.
Yes.
Resolutions 1 and 2 pass.
Okay, finance. I need a motion to move finance 1 through 23,
Including the addendum.
and including the addendum. The addendum is, I believe, 22 and 23.
Correct, I'll move.
Thank you, Mr. Weber. I need a second.
Mongan will second.
Thank you. Any discussion?
I'd like to separate number 23, please.
Separating
For
number
voting?
23. Okay, any other discussion? Okay, so we're voting on number 1 through 22, and then we will be voting on number 23, open for discussion, right? Mr. Mara?
Mongan,
Yes.
Andriani,
Yes.
Weber,
Yes.
Porcelli,
Yes.
DePrima,
Yes.
Ellis Foster,
Yes.
Solikowski.
Yes.
Motions 1 through 22 pass.
Okay, discussion number 23.
I know I separated it, but I really have no discussion. It just has to do with last week's discussion.
Okay, for voting purposes only then?
Yes, please.
Okay. Okay, we're voting on number 23. Mr. Mara?
Mongan,
Yes.
Andriani,
Yes.
Weber,
Yes.
Porcelli,
This is on 1 and 2, right?
This is on 23.
What do you mean 20?
23 is the addendum.
Number 20, number 3.
No, 23.
20, oh, I get you. Yes.
That's a yes vote? Yes. Okay. DePrima?
No.
Ellis Foster?
Yes.
Silikowski?
Yes.
Resolution 23 passes.
Thank you. Office. I need a motion to move non-certified personnel office 1 and 2.
1 through 3, including the addendum.
Okay, I'm sorry, 1 through 3, including the addendum.
I would like to request that number 3 is separated for voting purposes.
What number?
Number 3, the one on
Number
the
3?
addendum.
Okay.
Yes.
So we'll be voting on number 1 and 2, and then number 3. Open for discussion. No discussion? Mr. Mara?
Numbers 1 and 2.
1 and 2.
Yes, Mr. Mara.
Mongan?
Yes.
Andriani? Yes. Weber?
Yes.
Borsili? Yes. DePrima?
Yes.
Ellis Foster?
Yes.
Silikowski?
Yes.
Resolutions 1 and 2 pass.
Okay, now we'll be voting on number 3. Any discussion? No? Mr. Mara?
Mongan?
Yes.
Andriani? Yes. Weber?
Yes.
Borsili?
No vote.
DePrima?
As per our discussion last week, no.
Ellis Foster?
Yes.
Silikowski?
No vote.
2, 3, 4. How many? We have 4 of 6.
You have not passed that because it is a personnel item and you have 4 yes votes right now. Because there is no clear direction from the board and you have 2 no votes, you can recall the roll if you choose to do so.
1 no vote.
No, 1 no vote. I
1
mean,
no and 2 no votes.
Yes, that's what I meant.
Right.
Because you have 2 no votes, abstentions if you will, or no votes.
So, Chris, 5 votes are required, is what you're saying?
Yes, because it's a personnel matter, 5 votes are required in the affirmative.
Okay, I would ask to have the roll call done one more time. Thank you. Mr. Mayor?
Mongan?
Yes.
Andriani? Yes. Weber?
Yes.
Borsili?
No vote.
DePrima?
Again, as per our discussion next week, no. Last week, sorry.
Ellis Foster?
Yes.
Silikowski?
Yes.
Resolution 3 passes.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Okay, we have nothing under certified personnel operational. Okay, non-certified personnel other, 1 through 18. I need a motion to move non-certified personnel other.
Mr. Silikowski, we noticed that there's a correction required on item number 3.
Yes, it's in blue on my sheet.
Yeah, well, it should indicate that 3A, the starting date would be September 21st, and 3B, the starting date would be September 28th.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Apologize to the community and to the people sitting in the audience. I'm working off of 2 agendas here, okay? Thank you. Okay, again, I need a motion to move 1 through 18, non-certified personnel other.
I'll move it.
Thank you, Ms. Foster. I need a second.
Andriani?
Thank you, Ms. Adriani. Any discussion? No discussion, Mr. Mayor?
Andriani. Weber.
Yes.
Porcelli.
Yes.
DePrima.
Yes.
Ellis Foster.
Yes.
Mongan.
Yes.
Silikowski.
Yes.
Motions 1 through 18 pass.
Mr. Weber didn't catch these two. We have two people retiring in that non-certified personnel other. So I will read them off. Move the board approve the retirement of Rosemary Galantino, paraprofessional, effective January 1st, 2016, and extend their appreciation for the 14 years of dedicated service. And the second one is move the board accept the following retirement for the noon hour supervisor, Mary Meyer. She was a high school lunch aide, I believe. Nice lady. Good luck to the two of you. Thank you. Okay, I need a motion to move certified personnel 1 through 29. Yes, go ahead.
Number 4, letter I, we're going to need to remove that. Our candidate has accepted employment elsewhere. So we've reposted that position.
Okay, thank you.
And R, the salary needs to be corrected. I don't have that salary. I don't have my contract book here, so we'll have to adjust that in the minutes. Have it with you?
You have the guide?
It's MA Step 3.
We're going to clear it up in a minute.
Five two three 52,350.
Thank you, Mr. Cittadino. Okay, I need a motion to move 1 through 29 and certified personnel.
I'll move it.
Thank you, Ms. Foster. I need a second. I will be reading that. Okay, move the board approve the retirement of the following staff member with deep appreciation for their years of dedicated service in the district. Suzanne Skeen, Voorhees school nurse, 14 years. Move the board approve the retirement for Stacy Panino, Jonas Salk Middle School, effective September 1st, 2015, with depreciation for the 19 years of dedicated service. Thank you, both of you. Okay, Mr. Weber?
Can we have a separation, please, for voting number 17?
Okay, so we will be voting on 1 through 16 and 18 through 29. Okay, any discussion? Okay, I see no hands. Mr. Mara?
Andriani. Weber. Porcelli.
Yes.
DePrima.
Yes.
Ellis Foster.
Yes.
Mongan.
Yes.
Silikowski.
Yes.
Motions 1 through 16 and 18 through 29 pass.
Okay, number 17, any discussion? I see no hands. Mr. Mara?
Andriani? Yes. Weber? Yes. Borsili?
Yes.
DePrima?
Yes.
Ellis Foster?
Yes.
Mongan?
No vote.
Okay. No vote, the equivalent of abstain, not a no vote. Ms. Mongan?
No vote.
Okay, so is that the equivalent of an abstain, or is it a vote for no?
You're not voting no, correct?
Okay.
Okay.
And Sulikowski?
Yes.
Resolution 17 passes.
Okay, we have a young man sitting in the audience, and I watched him as we voted over here. Congratulations, Sean. He's our new gym teacher, okay? And there's 3 family members so far that work for us. We have a sister and a mom there. Congratulations. Okay, non-certified personnel transportation, 1 through 3. I need a motion to move 1 through 3, transportation.
Mongan will move.
Thank you, Ms. Mongan.
Weber will second.
Thank you, Mr. Webb. Any discussion? I see no hands. Mr. Mara?
Weber?
Yes.
Porcelli?
Yes.
DePrima?
Yes.
Ellis Foster?
Yes.
Mongan?
Yes.
Andriani? Yes. Sulikowski?
Yes.
Resolutions 1 through 3 pass.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Okay, supplies, equipment, and services, 1 through 5. I need a motion to move supplies, equipment, and services. Roman numeral number 25.
I'll move it.
Thank you, Ms. Foster. I need a second. Second. Thank you, Mr. Webb. Any discussion?
Yes.
Yes.
So, numbers 1, 2, and 3, I'd like to separate them for voting purposes. I was not in support of Source for Teachers or any of the, or even going out to bid for it. A number of years ago, I know that there was some discussions around outsourcing paraprofessionals, and at that time, I was not a board member. I was just a member of the public and a parent, as I am now. And my concern then was not having control over who we bring into our school buildings. My opinion on that has not changed. I feel that right now we have control over who we bring into the buildings. And of course, nothing is perfect. But certainly, I think having that control makes us a safer school district. I too have done my research online for Source for Teachers, and I have also seen a number of newspaper articles and some commentary and so on regarding them. And I understand that that could be done. Some of those same things can happen with substitutes as well that we bring in, but certainly our principals would notify administration, and I'm sure that we wouldn't see those substitutes in our buildings again. So I can't support going out for this, even though this is just recording the bids received. I was not in support of going out for the bid, so I don't feel it's right that I would even vote for that.
Thank you, Mr. Borselli. Any other discussion?
I just have a question. I'm not sure if it's for Mr. Mara, but because there was a bid and we're just recording it, is our obligation to acknowledge? To me, the way I'm reading this is that number 1 is just acknowledging that we received the bids. It is not saying that we support or we're going to do anything with it. It's just, this is acknowledging what happened. And then I think clearly by number 3 is us rejecting it, saying this is not our intent, this is not what we want to do. So I just want to make sure that as I'm voting, I'm clearly saying as a fiduciary responsibility, we're acknowledging 1 and 2 as part of a process, but clearly number 3 reflects the board's, and I know the administration's view of we do not want to move down this path and rejecting it. So I just want to make sure that's clear in interpretation of these votes?
Every time the district goes out for bid and first of all, I asked the board for authority to go out to bid, and if the board gives me the authority to go out to bid, I do go out to bid. And all of the respondents to that bid proposal are recorded in the minutes, and I present those recordings to the board, and the board either rejects it or approves it, and in this particular case, it was rejected. So it's recording. So first is the authority to go out to bid. That's not reflected here. Then it's the recording of the bids received, and then the decision whether or not to accept it or reject it. And let me just say this, in terms of rejecting it, it has to be rejected. There are 5 principles that have to apply in order to reject it, and in this particular case, the cost exceeded what the original projected cost was.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Any other discussion?
Yes, I just wanted to clarify number 5 for those that weren't at the agenda meeting. This refers to the energy audit that we had with local government energy, with the local government energy program in 2012, and it was submitted to the board and accepted in 2012. So this is the next step in that progression. And for those that don't know, it was there were engineers that went into, and inspectors into every building at that time and provided a report. So this is the next step, and I will be supporting it.
So if I got this right, we'll be voting on number 4 and 5, and then separating number 1, 2, and 3 for voting purposes. Mr. Mayor, we're voting on number 4 and 5 now.
Borsili?
Yes.
DePrima?
Yes.
Ellis Foster?
Yes.
Mongan?
Yes.
Andriani? Yes. Weber?
Yes.
Silikowski?
Yes.
Resolutions 4 and 5 pass.
Okay, we'll be voting on number 1 now. 1, 2, and 3, I'm sorry. All together.
Well, no, can we separate those? Because I think they're clearly different things. So I'd like 3 to be separate.
Separate number 1, 2, and 3 for simple
Okay, that's
purposes.
what I'm
This
saying.
way,
We're gonna vote 3
everybody will,
times.
right.
Okay, gotcha.
Just to confirm, though, what Mrs. Foster just asked, we're just acknowledging that what was done, and
Yeah, in number
Yeah.
1, under the public, this is all under the public school contracts law, which is how you deal with competitive contracting and how you deal with advertised bids. Number 1 says, here's who responded. Number 2 says the low person was not in compliance with your specifications, so they got bounced. Number 3 says, we're not doing this. So they are all quite related to each other, but you have the right to separate any item you want to separate.
Okay, Mr. Mayor, we'll be voting on number 1.
Borsili?
No.
Just
DePrima?
a question of protocol.
Discussion, God, I'm sorry. Oh, there it goes. Yes, Mr. Weber.
If we don't vote on 1, we don't have anything to vote on in 3.
Yeah,
Would that be correct?
a no vote on number 1 and/or number 2 is, while it is certainly your right, acknowledging the fact that people submitted bids in response to an advertisement and acknowledging that the lowest bidder was not substantial in compliance with your bid specifications, it would be very helpful for the board legally if those 2 motions passed.
Thank you, Mr. Weber. We're
DePrima?
voting on number 1. Go ahead.
DePrima?
Ed, that, I just want the public to realize, by voting yes to any of these, it does, in no way does it say we're going forward with it, with our future yes or no, or whatever. This is just what happened.
Absolutely.
Just want to make sure everybody understands that. So
Ellis
yes.
Foster?
Yes.
Mongan?
Yes.
Andriani? Yes. Weber?
The wheels of government grind slowly. Yes.
Silikowski?
Yes.
Okay, resolution 1 passes.
Okay, we'll be voting on number 2. Any discussion? Mr. Mayor?
Borsili?
No.
DePrima?
Yes.
Ellis Foster?
Yes.
Mongan,
Yes.
Andriani, Weber,
Yes.
Silikowski.
Yes.
Resolution 2 passes.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Voting on number 3. Any discussion? I see no hands. Mr. Mayor?
Borsili,
No.
DePrima,
Yes.
Ellis Foster,
Yes.
Mongan,
Yes.
Andriani, Weber,
Yes.
Silikowski.
Yes.
Resolution 3 passes.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Okay, I need a motion to move transportation 1 through 6.
Mongan will move.
Thank you, Ms. Mongan. I need a second.
Porcelli will second.
Thank you, Mr. Borselli. Any discussion? Mr. Mayor?
Borsili,
Yes.
DePrima,
Yes.
Ellis Foster,
Yes.
Mongan,
Yes.
Andriani, Weber,
Yes.
Silikowski.
Yes.
1 through 6 pass.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I need a motion to move miscellaneous 1 through 8.
You have to change number 1, right? The September meeting. We changed the September meeting.
Yes, correction.
So number 1 should read September 16th at 8 o'clock PM.
You'll make the adjustments, right, Mr. Mayor? Yes, I will. Thank you. Okay, but I do need a motion to move 1 through 8.
I'll move it.
Thank you, Ms. Forster. I need a second.
Second.
Thank you, Ms. Adriani. Any discussion? Mr. Mayor?
DePrima,
Yes.
Ellis Foster,
Yes.
Mongan,
Yes.
Andriani, Weber,
Yes.
Borsili.
Yes.
Silikowski.
Yes.
Resolutions 1 through 8 pass.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Okay, Board Secretary and Board Business, Mr. Mayor? Nothing. Hearing of residents on any school district issues. Yes, Mr. Dunn.
Yes, I'm back. I have a few questions. Number one, I just want to sincerely thank the Board of Education for not accepting the substitute sourcing platform. I think that would be a mistake. We get great services from our substitutes, and we handle the whole process with our substitutes. And basically, that is the vehicle that's used for a lot of our youngsters and a lot of our retirees to make a little extra money and to get attuned and to get adjusted to our district. So that is our minor leagues for our certificated staff members, and for us to reject that, I think that's good. We want to keep that in-house. We want to give that opportunity to our residents and for our retirees, and we get great services from our substitutes currently, so I want to thank the board for making the right decision on that. But the real reason why I'm up here right now is I want to bring to the attention of the board and also the public regarding Woodhaven development. Woodhaven development is off of Texas Road on Murray Drive. It's a very large, vast development that's being built on the south side of Old Bridge. Right now, there's 350 homes that have been completed. Right now, they finished a 30,000 square foot retail center, which is going to support another 1,000 homes. Within the next 3 years, Atlantic Realty is planning to have 1,000 homes finished. And with the economy improving and home values increasing, the likelihood that this is going to be a hardship on a district is more and more likely. And my question is to the Board of Education on how we're going to plan to deal with an influx of 1,000 new homes in the next 3 to 4 years. I understand, and I was part of a demographic study that was done by a professional we brought in, and the professional did not account for these homes. These homes are reality. If you go back there today, I invite everyone to take a ride back there, and you'll see the infrastructure, the foundations, the curbs, the fire hydrants. From Murray Drive, it'll take you right to Hawkins Road. Hawkins Road connects with Manalapan, and that's all going to be homes. And I have it a very well source stating that Atlantic Realty wants to have these homes done in 3 to 5 years. So my question to the Board of Ed is how are we going to deal with the large influx of possible newcomers in this district? As we know right now, our population in our schools has increased now to roughly 9,050 students. By next year, it may be at 9,200 students. We've increased our enrollment by 300 students since we implemented kindergarten. How would we deal with an influx of another 400 or 500 students in the next 5 years in that side of town? That's a good question. Voorhees School is already overcrowded. Voorhees School is the closest school to Murray Drive and to that part of town. What would be the plan of the Board of Education to deal with an influx of roughly another 500 students if everything goes correctly based upon Atlantic Realty's what they envision currently for Woodhaven? Phases 2 and 3 are underway. The infrastructure's in, foundations are in, and they're going to be building right to Hawkins Road, which is adjacent to Manalapan. So I would like to know what the plan is by the Strategic Planning Committee and the Board of Education, and how we will deal with the enrollment of another 400 to 500 students in the next 3 to 5 years. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Dunn. I believe a lot of these discussions will take place at the long-term planning committee and strategic planning, and we generally have a monthly meeting, so you're welcome to attend. And we're looking for your input. Thank you very much. Anyone else? Yes.
The director of the Old Bridge Food Bank asked me to spread the word about a back-to-school food drive that they're having Saturday, August 22nd, from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. There's a list of items needed, looking to see if we could put this up on the district website in the next day, if that's okay. But basically, for anybody who's watching and anybody who's here, it's mostly breakfast items: cereal, oatmeal, pancake mix syrup. They are looking for meat and juice boxes, coffee, hot chocolate, stuff like that. So I have the flyers. I guess they're gearing up to be ready for back to school prior to the PTAs taking over their monthly food drives.
Would you please tell the public what time it starts?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Because what happens is if they can't pick up a flyer if they're not here.
It's 10 a.m. to 2 p.m., and it's going to be at the food bank. My experience with these is that you drive up, and they have volunteers to empty your car.
Thank you very much. I give a turkey or two every year. This year I'm going to give a ham to the kids.
Okay.
Thank you.
Ms. Cowley, please email it to me, and I will put it on the district website.
Yes. Anyone else? Thank you. Okay, old business. Any old business? Any new business?
Yeah.
Yes, Mr. Webb.
There's a site at the state of New Jersey, it's actually the New Jersey Department of Labor, which lists housing permits, and the most recent update on it, which I looked at in this past week, is through June of this year. And they list housing permits by type, single family and all others. In 2006, for the period from 2006 going back 10 or 15 years, Old Bridge built an average of between 185 and 200 single-family homes a year, and which gave us a sustained growth rate until we peaked in our population around 2001. As that population started to mature, we went kind of flat. And then in 2007, or 2006 actually, when the housing market just absolutely collapsed, we dropped down to about 30 homes a year average since then. those 30 homes a year, those are the only ones that permits have been filed for. Even if all of these homes that Mr. Dunn alluded to were built tomorrow, the historical pattern of population in the schools may take 5, 7, 8 years thereafter. So there is certainly time for the board to respond in an intelligent way. And I think the professional demographer's report did not indicate that this growth. Not to say it's not going to happen, as Mr. Dunn said, but there is time to react to it, and it's something that the committee is well aware of. That GDP for Woodhaven has been approved for probably over 20 or 25 years. And those homes are only built when there's a percolation process, there's a buying demand for them. Developers don't make them, and it's not the field of dreams where they think they will come. When they're on top of the market conditions, that's when they will come.
Thank you, Mr. Weber. Anyone else?
Can I just say something, new business? I don't know if this is new business, but I'd just like to say welcome back to everybody. Hopefully, we can build on last year and continue an upward position for the school district. As everybody knows, we've been getting accolades every day, it seems like, and I'd just like to keep that going forward, to help everybody up here and help everybody out there. I think we could do it. Welcome home.
Thank you, Mr. DiPrimo. And I would also like to congratulate the new hirees, the people that retired. But the most important thing, hopefully all the students in Old Bridge and around the entire area have a very successful and productive year. Thank you. Mr. Cittadino? Go ahead.
Just as an update to something we discussed at the last board meeting in June, we have ordered the District of Character signs to go on the highways and byways of Old Bridge as you're entering and exiting the town. We have permission from the township to adhere them to the Welcome to Old Bridge Township signs, and when we have them in place, I'll send an invitation out to the board, to the school district employees, staff, community, if anybody wants to come into an unveiling, which we'll probably do on school property, put a post out front with one of them, and then our maintenance department will go out and adhere them to the local township signs.
Thank you, Mr. Cittadino. Anyone else?
Oh, can I just have two things. One, and I think hopefully everybody saw it this summer. I know Mr. Cittadino sent it out, but Old Bridge was recognized in the Parade magazine for our School of Character and some of our other programs. So, and if anybody saw people, I was getting notes from people around the country. I know one of our residents was in Florida and she saw it, and I had different family members in different states noticing it. So that was a great accomplishment. And then I just have a question, probably for Mr. Cittadino. I don't know if Dr. Hoker. People are now all abuzz. It's that time of year, and we know we're moving this year for the first time of trying to go electronic and not send out paper and everything. So everyone, I'm getting a lot of questions, and everybody is all excited, waiting for when on the parent portal, school assignments and all the bus information and, teacher assignments and all of that will be available. Because I'm sure everybody will be ready to hit the parent portal, and I'm sure, yes, I'm sure our systems will be all excited to hit it. It'll be like lottery day. So if you can just give us a little more information on that, I'm sure people
Dr.
are looking
Hoker, go
forward
ahead.
to it.
I believe our target date was mid-August, not a specific date, just in having everything prepared. I believe it's the 24th. Is that correct? Okay.
That is correct, Dr.
So
Hoker,
Monday, the
24th.
24th is when we should open up.
Everybody be sitting by their...
Yes.
And exactly what time, because I'm sure the kids will start tweeting of who do they have and who's your teacher.
Exactly.
And all that.
Exactly.
So, okay.
My grandson got a letter from his German teacher, congratulating him at the class with a little pin, and he's looking forward to it. And she wrote an essay in German, and she asked the kids to decipher it. First day of school, she give them extra credit. I love it.
May I? Since, yes?
Yes, Ms.
Okay.
Adriani, go ahead.
I just wanted to remind everyone that with all of the good work that we try very hard to do as a board, what seems to give us the most trouble is the school calendar. We always seem to have, we can never satisfy anybody. The calendar is what it is. Labor Day is when it is. The Jewish holidays that come upon us in September are when they are. We can't even get school open without having to change things. So apologize for that. We try and pre-plan and foreplan, and it just sometimes does not work out. We haven't even gotten to Easter and Passover yet, so I'm sure that that will be another bone of contention when we get that far, even though we've already approved the calendar. And I also wanted to welcome, we have some new faces that have popped up behind the TV production booth back there, and they smile at us every month. So I wanted to say welcome to all of those. Sean, I'm sorry I didn't catch your last name. I'm so happy to see you. And it's very nice to see a new hiree here at the board meeting. So, and I wish you a lot of luck, and good luck to everybody, and hopefully we have a smooth opening of school.
We will, Ms. Adriani. Thank you very much. Anyone else? Okay, adjournment, Mr. Mara, roll call. I need a motion to move adjournment.
I'll make that motion.
No closed session. I need a... Kevin? Okay. Very good, thank you. Mr. Mara?
Porcelli?
Yes.
Andriani?
Yes.
DePrima?
Yes.
Ellis Foster?
Yes.
Mongan?
Yes.
Weber?
Yes.
Silikowski?
Yes,
Motion to adjourn passes.
thank you. Again, good night to all, and thank you, and we'll all have a better year than we had last year.